deep is this? Is it all the way down or just go so far?
Pardon?
How deep?
How to, yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. These are the big pots that they use for preparing the food for pupils. Um, the pots appear big, but the capacity go up to somewhere here. And when they fill them in,
We bought a tractor.
students
They
take
needed a
their
tractor because it was too much to do this by hand stuff. So we bought a tractor. We bought the irrigation and all of that with the pump, but then they needed sprinklers. I think we bought about 30 some, 40 sprinklers at first because they're very expensive for those sprinklers. I think they run around $100 a piece. I believe it's either 55. I don't remember the exact price now. But anyway, we bought about 30 some pipe, but it wasn't enough. The problem this was causing, diesel, the pump run off of diesel fuel. So you can run the diesel fuel for 8 hours off a tank, I think, but then by the time you move it, by now those sprinklers, it's making you run the diesel pump excessively. And you're burning up fuel where if we had enough sprinklers at one time, you could do the whole field in one go. So the next time we bought some, we bought, I think, about another 100 sprinklers, which it was a nice, we still needed more, but that got us on the way. So in turn, what this made it happen is they were able to produce wheat, which they were never able to do before. We grow wheat and they grow corn and start growing it commercially. And once you grow it commercially, in Zimbabwe, you have to sell it to the government, both corn, they call it over there maize, and wheat you have to sell to the government. But what the government did do is they permitted the school to keep enough for themselves at the school, so it cut their costs way down, and plus they were making money. And during this process, after that, we bought a machine, a dehuller, that they can shell or crack the wheat and make the flour and the meal. And we also bought a peanut butter machine that they could make their own peanut butter. And I was fortunate enough before I left the last time we ate some homemade wheat bread that was grown in the field, and it was really delicious when you eat fresh wheat with the honey wheat, and it was great. The cows, the first cows we bought, I think we bought 4 or 5. I can't remember the number now. It was back in 2003, I think, when we finally got them in. But the last I heard, I don't know how many they have now, but the last count I had, they had a total of about 9. And we had ordered some more, but they couldn't get them due to the foot and mouth disease. But we did buy the cows. In fact, we had one lady from Orlando that purchased a cow, but she made a requirement. She said, "I'm gonna buy one, but you got to name the first calf after me." And we did that. We named this cow Martha. Chebwe is a school. It's a elementary and high school in Kenya. All right. Now, how I got started in Kenya was somebody heard in the U.S. A pastor from Kenya was over here in the U.S. and he'd heard about my trip to Zimbabwe. So he contacted me and asked me, "Would you go to my country and help us out?" And I told him I would love to go. I said, "But right now I'm kind of tied up in Zimbabwe." I said, "But I will go if possible, because I would love to go to Kenya." So his board of directors or board of governors sent me a letter that year to come, but by the time I got the letter, it was too late. I was already in Zimbabwe. I'd gone. But the following year, they sent out another letter. So we made arrangements to go over there. And it was so amazing when I got there, we didn't know what we were going to do, but we sit and listen to the people. They call a meeting with me, and I'm inexperienced, don't really know anything. I don't know anything about missionary work or what to do, but I guess the Lord will guide. I'm convinced the Lord is never going to send you nowhere, and He don't provide for you when you go, even though you may not know it yet. But when I got there, and we got in a question and answer thing, and I began to ask a lot of questions. And I'll never forget when I asked the man, I said, "Why are you all begging?" Let me ask a question.
Yes,
Why are you all not growing your own food?
here
Yes.
we
Why
have
are you buying it from these other people and they're not buying it from you?
we do not have money to buy our own food, to grow our own food. Because there is no means. We have nothing in hands to grow that food.
Why are you all out of food? You're supposed to be the lenders, not the beggars. And they were just trying to explain to me, but then I found out what their immediate needs were, what we could do to get started. What would it take for you to grow your own food?
If we had enough animals to plow our land,
What kind of animal do you need?
we need bulls, 4 of them. 4 oxen. We call them oxen here. Because they can plow the land and produce enough food from our ground.
They told me they needed oxen because it was not feasible to try to buy a tractor because they couldn't afford to maintain it if they had one. So they decided oxen is what they need. That's mainly what they farm with. What do you have plows already?
We
Plows already?
we
Yeah,
do not
that's
have
it.
our plows. Are they there, madam?
No.
Are they there, no?
No.
Okay, we don't have the ox
plows.
plow.
Yeah.
We don't have them.
We just hire tractor.
Okay.
So we back to giving the money away again. Hiring a tractor. I know you have to do that at the point, but
Yeah.
Yes.
But actually, what we
That's-
want is 4 oxen. That's what
Exactly.
you're saying.
so if we get 4 oxen, we can temporarily eliminate the
Yeah.
the middleman.
Okay, temporarily.
Temporarily eliminate the middleman
Yes.
so you can purchase your own tractor.
Right.
Cause that's what I'm looking at, getting away from giving your money away.
Yeah.
So we bought 4 oxen, which I didn't get to see until the next year because we couldn't get them before I left there. And we bought a plow, we bought seeds, and we bought fertilizer. And we paid for 7 men to prepare the ground for the next, I think, 7 or 10 days to get it ready for planting. And the next year, they made sure they didn't pluck the corn until I got there so I could see the results, that they had plenty of food in the pantry, which when I got there, they were starving. They were out of food. In fact, they had enough food to last for one more day when I first got there. And then the next year, the amazing thing, I sat at dinner with them at night, and everybody was just talking and saying their piece and everything before we were getting ready to go. And this one pastor, he got up and well, he didn't get up, he sat down. He said, Brother Turner, we've been praying for you for 5 years. So we didn't know you, we didn't know who you were, but we've been praying that the Lord sent us somebody here and say, you are here and you've changed Chebway, because I didn't change it. The Lord changed it. We've got some new projects going on now. While we were there, we had to do toilets. In fact, when we put up money to get back to next year, when we got there, I was approached and said, I know what you want to do, but said, we in a predicament. We got to get some toilets.
This is a bath shelter, bathroom.
And this is staff bathroom. That's my bathroom.
The staff bathroom.
You put it correct. And this is pastor's bath and the toilet.
This is the staff bathroom?
Yes, staff bathroom.
Fan.
These pit toilets were so decrepit and dilapidated, they were about to cave in. They were dangerous to even walk in. And they said the government told them they had to have those before they could open the schools up. So we had to divert money we had for something else immediately to do that. I had to call back to the U.S. to get Brother Allen and his wife to send us some emergency money. And they came to the aid. They sent it right over. And we built the toilets. And then we renovated the dormitories, the girls' dorm and the boys' dormitory. And we put showers in them. And one of the amazing stories that happened in the boys' dorm, one of the young men was 16 years old, and he got up under the shower, and they turned it on with his clothes on, and he went to crying. He had never seen a shower before, had no clue what a shower was all about, so he was just amazed. But we did the girls also. We did the boys first and then the girls, and it was a lot of things we did. It's just too numerous. But last year, we decided they needed to have some type of education thing. So we bought a satellite system for them and had it set up before we left. We were able to see some of the religious channels, the 3ABN and Hope Channel and Loma Linda and all of the other channels on there. They were able to get that along with the other television stations they could get. They could watch the West. And before that, that was impossible. And one thing I missed most important is the school was in the dark when I moved there.
The school has some financial problems because of maybe low enrollment and lack of good promotion. So if at least we could get some assistance, we may